Hello everyone, dear students. Today we are going to start with a new story. The name of the story is Pollyanna the Game, and the writer of this story is Eleanor H. Porter. This is a beautiful story about Pollyanna Whittier, a small little girl who is orphan. What is the meaning of orphan? Orphan means a child without parents. The meaning of orphan is a child without parents. Come on, we will read the first introduction. Pollyanna Whittier is a young orphan who goes to live with her unfriendly Aunt Polly. See, here it is mentioned unfriendly. Unfriendly is an adjective used for the Aunt Polly. Means this lady is little bit rude, or we can say she is harsh. She is not so friendly with the people or with the family member. She is quite a strict lady, we can say. She plays. Now, who plays the glad game? She plays the glad game in which she always looks at the brighter side of things. Means Pollyanna plays. Glad games means a kind of emotional game, you can say. Emotional game where you just see the brighter sides. Means always seeing the positive things. Only positive, nothing negative. अगर आपको कुछ खराब भी मिल गया है तो आप उसमें से अच्छा ही ढूंढ कर लाओगे. Am I clear? So that is called as the glad game. However sad or difficult they may be, Pollyanna's happy and spirited nature slowly transforms everyone around her, even her stern aunt. In this excerpt from Pollyanna by Eleanor H. Porter, Pollyanna talks about her game to Nancy, the housekeeper. Who is Nancy? The housekeeper. उनके घर का जो ध्यान रखती थी ना, that is housekeeper. What is the name of the housekeeper? The name of the housekeeper is Nancy, who finds it strange at first but later decides to play it. Now, how many characters we can see here? We can see here one is Pollyanna, the little girl. Second is the Aunt Polly, and third is the housekeeper. What is the name of the housekeeper? Nancy. So, in this full story, we are almost going to deal with three characters. Come on, we will read the lesson. Miss Pollyanna, what a scare you gave me. Painted Nancy, hurry up to the big rock down which Pollyanna had just slid. Scare, replied Pollyanna. Oh, I'm so sorry, but you mustn't, must not have ever get scared about me, Nancy. Father and the ladies' aid used to get scared too, till they found I always came back all right. See, here Pollyanna is not at home. A story has a different beginning. Now here, who is scared? Here is use the word painted, P-A-N-T-E-D. That is to breathe quickly. बहुत तेज sound हम करते हैं ना, सांस लेते हैं, puffing sound comes. That is this word means. And here Pollyanna is not at home. And Nancy कौन? The housekeeper. She was quite scared. Where is Pollyanna? So what Pollyanna is explaining to Nancy that you don't have to worry about me. My when the उसके जो पापा जिंदा थे, when his father was alive, and the ladies aid, one more new word is used, ladies aid, an organization of women that raise funds for their church and arrange for medicines and other necessary articles for soldiers. This meaning has been given at the back of your chapter. Clear? Now, here what happened? She said that I always come back all right. Come to the next paragraph. But I didn't even know you had done, cried Nancy, tucking the little girl's hand under her arm and hurrying her down the hill. I didn't see you go, and nobody else did. I think you flew right up through the roof. I do. Pollyanna skipped gleefully. Gleefully means joyfully, happily. Now what the aunt, this Nancy is saying, कि I did not see you going. मैंने तुम्हें दरवाजे से तो घर के बाहर जाते हुए देखा नहीं, तो फिर तुम घर के बाहर निकली कैसे? Am I clear? She is asking how you came out of your place. And what she did, there was a tree outside the Pollyanna's room. She used to get scared from that tree. I did almost, only I flew down instead of up. I came down the tree. Nancy stopped short. You did what? Came down the tree outside my window. My stars and stockings. See, here they have used the word my stars and stockings. It means, oh my god. Sometimes we use this kind of words in our daily life like an exclamation, a word of exclamation. Oh my god. Hey Bhagwan. So, all these are an exclamation. So, what kind of exclamation Nancy is using? She is using My stars and stockings. This exclamation you will find a lot of times in the chapter. कुछ लोगों की आदत होती है ना, एकदम से कोई भी चीज घबराहट होती है या कुछ भी होता है तो दे यूज एन एक्सक्लेमेशन. सो दिस वाज द एक्सक्लेमेशन ऑफ नैन्सी. My stars and stockings, gasped Nancy, hurrying on again. I would like to know what your aunt would say to that. Would you? Well, I'll tell her then, so you can find out, promised the little girl cheerfully. Mercy, gasped Nancy. No, no. Why, you don't mean she would care, cried Pollyanna, plainly disturbed. No, oh yes, well, never mind. I do not really want to go. What she had said truly, stammered Nancy, determined to keep one scolding from Pollyanna. But say, we better hurry. I have got to clean the dishes, you know. See now what the Pollyanna is saying? She is saying, I will tell to aunt everything. मतलब मैं अब सब आंट को सच बोल दूंगी कि क्या क्या हुआ था, how I went, how I skipped through the tree outside my window, and I'll tell I was here and there. So who was scared? Nancy was scared because she knew कि आंट पोली का गुस्सा है. आंट पोली को बहुत जल्दी गुस्सा आता है. In the beginning we have read two adjectives about Aunt Polly. One is unfriendly and one is she is stern lady. So Nancy was little bit worried कि अगर पोलियाना ने सच बोला she will get a lot of scoldings. So she said, come on, we will go home and I have a lot of work to do at home. I will help, promised Pollyanna promptly. Oh, Miss Pollyanna, protested Nancy. For a moment there was a silence. The sky darkening fast, Pollyanna took a firmer hold of her friend's arm. I'm glad after all that you did get scared a little because then you came after me, she shivered. Poor little lamb, and you must be hungry. See, poor little lamb means here, poor little lamb किसको बोल रहे हैं? नैन्सी बोल रहे हैं किसको? पोलियाना को. Poor little lamb, lamb मतलब वो बच्चे होते हैं ना छोटे छोटे से व्हाइट कलर के, भेड़ के बच्चे हमने देखे ना, poor little lamb. सो जो नैन्सी है ना, नैन्सी इज अ वेरी सॉफ्ट, जेंटल, फ्रेंडली, केयरिंग काइंड ऑफ लेडी. एंड यू नो पोलियाना वॉज एन ऑर्फन. उसके तो मम्मी पापा भी नहीं थे, तो नैन्सी को उसके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेम था. शी वॉज ऑलवेज वरिड अबाउट पोलियाना. वो नहीं चाहती थी कि कभी भी पोलियाना को शी गेट्स कोल्डिंग फ्रॉम हर आंट और शी हैज़ टू स्लीप विदाउट फूड, because aunt was very strict and very disciplined lady. She always used to follow her rules and regulations. Now she was knowing that she was not at the present at the time of supper also, and now she must be hungry. And you must be hungry too. I'm afraid you will have to have bread and milk in the kitchen with me. Your aunt did not like it because you didn't come down to supper, you know. But I couldn't. I was up here. Yes, but she did not know that, you see, observed Nancy dryly. I'm sorry about the bread and the milk. I am. Oh, I am not. I'm glad. Glad why? Why? I like bread and milk and I would like to eat with you. I don't see any trouble about being glad about that. See, now from here the glad game begins. अगर आप देखोगे ना, यहाँ से glad game begin हो रहा है. What was the punishment given to Nancy? What was the punishment given to Pollyanna? The punishment given to Pollyanna was that she has to eat bread and with milk in the kitchen with the Nancy, because she was not present at the table with her aunt. But Pollyanna ने Nancy को कहा कि I am very happy. I love milk and bread and I would like to eat with you in the kitchen. In fact, she said, I am going to help you to wash out your utensils. You don't see any trouble being glad about anything, retorted Nancy, choking a little gut as she remembered Pollyanna's brave attempts to like her bare little attic room. See, again we can see a new word, bare little attic room. पोलियाना का ये बताया गया है कि फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग हर मदर वॉज नॉट देयर एंड आफ्टर सम टाइम हर फादर वॉज ऑल्सो नॉट देयर. सो आफ्टर दैट शी वॉज गिवन टू द एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. एक उसको ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को दे दिया गया था जहाँ पर उसको बड़ा होना था, लेडीज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. बट फ्रॉम दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हर आंट केम एंड टुक हर कि नहीं, आई एम गोइंग टू टेक दिस गर्ल विथ मी. क्लियर? सो नाउ व्हेन हर aunt brought her to her house, her aunt house is too big, beautiful, but she was given a bare attic room. You can see a kind of store room, khali kamra, store room type. Pollyanna laughed softly. Well, that's the game, you know, anyway. The game? Yes, the just being glad game. Whatever in the world are you talking about? Why it's a game? Father explain it to me. See, now she's telling about something the game. She's telling something about the game she loved to play. And what is that game? That game is the glad game. Means आपको जो भी मिलता है, whatever you get in your life, be happy with that. She was happy when she was given the punishment of milk and bread. She was happy, though it was a punishment, but she was happy. She was given a room, a bare attic room. एक स्टोर रूम होता है ना हमारे घर में, उस तरह का उसको कमरा दिया गया था. Again she was happy. Oh, I love the room. So Nancy was shocked कि how you can love the things which is really a kind of punishment for you. Then she said कि this is a kind of a game which was taught to me by my father. Excuse me. Father explained it to me, and it's lovely, answered Pollyanna. We have played it always ever since I was a little girl. I told the ladies Ed and they played it. Well, some of them did. What is it? I'm not so much on games. Though Pollyanna laughed again, but she sighed too. In the gathering twilight, her face looked thin and wistful. Now, Pollyanna is going to explain Nancy about the game. This game was taught to Pollyanna by her father, and she taught the same game to the ladies' aid. That is, I told you now, after the death of her father, she was handed over to a ladies' organization, an organization run by the ladies, where they used to take care of this orphan children, underprivileged children, whatever they can earn funds for them and help the poor and needy people. Why we began playing it with some crutches that came in a missionary box. Here we have used the word crutches. Crutches. Crutches means underarm, underarmpit. In Hindi, if you say Baisakhi, you understand Baisakhi, जिन लोगों के पैरों में प्रॉब्लम होती है, नहीं चल सकते, they used to take this crutches in their hand. This is called underarm pit. Yes, you see, yes, you see, I had wanted a doll, and father had written for it too. But when the box came, the lady wrote that they hadn't any dolls, only little crutches. So she sent them along as they might come in handy for some child sometime. And that's when we began to play it. See, now they were very poor. If we say initially from the very beginning, her father was not सो वेल. सो उन्होंने एक मिशनरी बॉक्स में अपने लिए उसको क्या चाहिए थी, बच्ची है, शी इज अ स्मॉल लिटिल गर्ल, सो व्हाट शी विल विश फॉर अ डॉल. आज हम जब छोटे हैं तो व्हाट वी विश फॉर टॉयज, वी विश फॉर डॉल्स, वी विश फॉर किचन सेट, अ वैरायटी ऑफ थिंग्स विच अ चाइल्ड में लाइक. अब उसने जो मांगा था उसके बदले उसको क्या मिला, क्रचेस. हमको क्रचेस की ज़रूरत थी नहीं, बट एट दैट टाइम शी लर्न कि ये मेरे काम नहीं आ सकते, इट इज़ नॉट ऑफ माई यूज़, नो डाउट, बट someone will definitely need it. Someday some child will need it. किसी को तो इसकी ज़रूरत होगी जो परेशानी में होगा. And once I'll give it to that particular person, how happy I will be. Well, I must say, well, just put your finger on that. Well, I must say, I can't see any game about that, declared Nancy almost irritably. Oh, yes, the game was too. Just find something about everything to be glad about, no matter what it was, rejoined Pollyanna earnestly. And we began right then on the crutches. Well, goodness me, I can't see anything to be glad about getting a pair of crutches when when you wanted a doll. See, as a child, if I say, आप अपने मम्मी पापा से आज कोई फरमाइश करते, you demand something from your parents, like you have asked your father to bring a doll for you or a watch for you, and even if they forget, how you feel very bad when you ask for something of your choice. If a person forgets, we feel bad. Here we think that the child got crutches in return, and after that also she was very happy. Now she has learned to be happy in the happiness of other. She learned giving is happiness. She learned whatever is with me is my happiness. She learned never to complain. She learned to see the positive things out of the negative ones. See, lot of things I said, and it is really difficult नैन्सी उसको यही तो बोल रही है, ये इतना ईजी नहीं है जितना तुम बता रही हो। उसने यही फिर नैन्सी को समझाया। शी टोल्ड द सेम थिंग टू नैन्सी, आई नो इट्स नॉट एन ईजी टू play this glad game, but once you start playing it, slowly you will love to play it. Pollyanna clapped her hands. There is, she crowed, but I could not see it at first either. She added with quick honesty, Father had to tell me. Well, then suppose you tell me. Almost snapped Nancy. Snapped means sharp sound. Snap means very sharp sound. Goosey. Goosey means stupid. Why just be glad because you don't need them? Said Pollyanna triumphantly. Triumphantly means victoriously, happily. जीतने वाली जो feeling होती है ना वो. You see, it's just as easy when you know how. Well, of all the queer things, queer means strange. Ajeebo-gareeb things. It's very queer. So it's and strange. Breathed Nancy, regarding Pollyanna with almost fearful eyes. See here, the Nancy and Pollyanna are talking, but the conversation is little bit different from our normal conversation. You try to understand, when we talk with other people, we can talk about family, friends, environment, our studies, but they are talking about a game which is literally, if the Nancy is seeing it from her age point of view, it is an impractical game, but Pollyanna is playing that awesome game, which we can say that the maximum people will fail to play, because it requires that you have to just two things in mind: positivity and giving is happiness, and giving, caring, sharing is happiness and positivity. If you have a strong development of these two feelings in your mind, then only you can play this game. Oh, but it isn't queer, it's lovely, continued Pollyanna enthusiastically. And we have played it ever since. And the harder it is, the more fun it is to get them out. Only sometimes it's almost too hard. Like when your father goes to heaven and there's anybody but a lady's head left. See, when her father also died, she tried to say, "Oh, I'm so happy I'm going to an organization." But here she is accepting it is not really easy. When your father goes to heaven means when her father died, there was no one to take care of her, mother or father, no one, and she was given to an organization for her further brought up. Yes, or when you are put in a snippy little room at the top of the house with nothing in it, growled Nancy. Now the next story will continue in our next video.